Hi, my name is Charlotte Cunningham,
And I'm Holloway.
and today we'll be discussing our marketing project for Day in the Woods for our stakeholder, Heather Brazel. What is Day in the Woods? It's an annual community event where families can come out, people of all ages can come out for free and experience different outdoor activities at the Gaskins Forest Center. These demonstrations and activities include wildlife activities, forestry, and traditional arts. Here we have an example of a presenter, and she is showing a viewer gopher frogs.
So our objective for the Wreck It Eco project was to effectively market and advertise Day in the Woods for Miss Brazel. She noticed recently that ever since COVID that attendance has been decreasing throughout time. And so she was worried that vendors would not feel the need to attend the event if they weren't getting enough popularity or enough visitors to attend. Like, would the lack of visitors outweigh attending a whole all-day event? And so our goal was to increase the outreach, utilize social media, and contact several media outlets to achieve that objective.
Some actions that we took to accomplish these goals and objectives included the production of a physical flyer, Facebook posts we did intermittently leading up to the event, Facebook events, and just regular save the dates. We emailed several newspapers with press releases for them to put it into their issues, and we also physically canvassed in nearby towns, hanging up the flyers that we had produced and telling people about the event. The press releases we formatted in advance to send to newspapers so that they had a ready-to-go document to put in their issues. And we also did some things that weren't directly related to marketing, but Heather Brazel needed help with, including the creation of yard signs, which you can see here. The yard signs served as a way for viewers to know what was happening in a particular area, and also helped us organize presenters on the day of.
So one of the things that Charlotte mentioned was canvassing, and because Alapahaw is such a small community and small town, we knew that we had to outreach and spread the word out to local surrounding communities. And so we physically canvassed around Alapahaw, which we stopped at the Dollar General, and there was the flyers hanged up by the Dollar General, the post office, everywhere, and then Enigma, which is located 5 minutes away from Alapahaw, and that's where we got a majority of our canvassing done, where we stopped also at the Dollar General again, the post office, the local community board, several houses, the local bank in Enigma, and the town hall, which several of the people in Enigma, the town hall, they were very accepting of our flyers, and they took a lot of them and helped disperse with us. And then lastly, we decided to canvass in Tifton because it has such a bigger population than the others local cities. And we also noticed that some presenters were from Tifton. And so, for example, like Miss Tina O'Day from the Tift Public Library was doing a reading activity for the event, and so I made sure to go stop there and pass out some flyers there.
We also reached out to more influential contacts that were given to us by Heather Brazel, and this just helped us expand to new audiences. These people had wider audiences, and they agreed to share information. These organizations that helped us included the Georgia Forestry Commission, the Georgia Botanical Society, and Birds Georgia.
So, like Charlotte mentioned earlier, we were talking about while our goal was to advertise and campaign for Day in the Woods, we also wanted to alleviate some of the stress that Miss Brazel had, and so we were assigned to making signs for her for all 46 vendors, and that resulted in yard signs being made for them. We also made sure with the yard signs, we added their names to make sure that the vendors felt like they were being seen, and then they were not just an organization, they were an actual person. We were also tasked at Day in the Woods to take photos around the local vendors. And Ms. Brazel, at Day in the Woods, parking's a little confusing, and so she wanted us to contact the local Boy Scout troop to see if they would help volunteer for a small donation if they volunteered for parking. And when we contacted them, they contacted back, and they didn't show up, but they were in contact with Ms. Brazel. And then the last one, like our side quest, was to organize presenters at the Day in the Woods events, which was like helping people find their signs, helping people set up, and helping like move cars around to make sure that it's like it will run as smoothly as it can.
This is the flyer that we produced for Day in the Woods. It has just general information about the event, including the time, the day, and the address. We have pictures from last events so people have a visual of what they may encounter on the day, maybe some things that would strike somebody's interest. We have Ms. Heather Brazel's information in case they had questions or they wanted to know more. And we use this flyer for a variety of things, including social media, which we posted several times on all of our posts as our picture. We sent it to newspapers in case they wanted to put it in their issues, and we of course also used it for physical canvassing. We made a big emphasis on the activities and how they are for the family, and also emphasized how it was free. This is a big deal to people around Alapaha, because a lot of times when you have events like this, you go and you end up spending $100 before you even were there 20 minutes. And so this is just a great event. We really wanted to let people know that. Some challenges we faced. We had a low news response when we reached out to these newspapers. We did it 2 weeks before the event and kind of did a flash send out of our press releases. We did not hear back from any of them, which was a little disappointing, but we hope maybe in the future that we can have better contacts, more reliable contacts, and maybe emphasize that this is a yearly event and it is growing, and let them know how great it is and give them numbers about attendance, and maybe let them know a little bit earlier and really stay on it about putting in issues. And we also had a bit of an issue with social media access, as most of the information was being sent out via Heather Brazel's personal Facebook page. We were not comfortable using her personal Facebook login at times, and this kind of led to a lag in posting of Facebook events, which we could have done it quickly and easily, but we had to coordinate with her, who she's also super busy, and it would have been easier for us to just have a centralized Facebook page so we could just go in there without worrying about overstepping any bounds. Technology in general was a bit of an issue, although we did overcome it. We were not used to the formats that she used to make a flyer. We are used to Canva and things like that, online platforms, and she used PowerPoint. And so we had to learn how to use PowerPoint to make a good flyer and how to transfer the flyer from us to her, get it printed and stuff like that. But we did, in the end, figure that out. It was fairly easy. And the last thing is we felt we didn't have the best understanding of who our marketing was getting out to. We knew, nearby areas and whoever is on social media, but what about the people who don't use social media? We were a bit limited to just that. And it would be nice to know if we were missing certain groups, for instance, elderly people who don't use Facebook. So maybe taking a little bit more time to see how people are responding to the marketing could help fill in gaps in the future.
The real question is, were we a success? Personally, we believe that we were a success because we contacted 9 local Facebook groups around Alapaha. We contacted the Nashville Facebook group, contacted Willacoochee, several Enigmas, several Alapahals, and then a lot of Tifton local Facebook groups. We were also, and that gave us a lot of response, a lot of positive, oh, I'll be there. So that was very nice. And then we were able to contact the Berrien County Chamber of Commerce, who was able to help us promote the event itself. When we were posting, we made sure to post 2 weeks in advance, and then a week in advance, and then the day of, to keep that image and the event in their minds, in people's minds throughout the time. We also contacted 11 local newspapers and sent them the whole press release of what we would want to be in the news. We would suggest that next time, maybe using an ad or like even paying for an advertisement might be best to help us accomplish like getting actual newspapers to support our thing. But that's just also up to Heather Brazel and what she wants to spend for the event. And we were able to canvass over 6 physical sites around local cities and just get feet on the ground to support the event.
The agriculture commissioner was also in attendance, and we did not directly get him to the event, but we hope that our marketing did bring in more people, did cause a little bit more excitement, and he noticed that, and this could lead to somebody more influential promoting the event, which would be great for Day in the Woods. And just in the end, it was a great day. We got to see so many different people experience things that they had never experienced before, and without bringing their wallets. And so that was something great, and it really added a purpose to our project.
So for some future ideas, we would suggest using different media outlets for social media campaigns. For example, maybe even like using Instagram or different little things like even TikTok. We would also suggest like using ads in newspapers, because a newspaper is more willing to put in an ad that you pay for than a little segment. Collecting polls, which I know this year I saw a couple of people at Day in the Woods collect some polls where they were asking like how many people and what county you're from. And so maybe next time for the next group who does this project to like know the age range so we know who to target more and see who was lacking from the advertisements that we had. And because it's nice to have an actual attendance number so you know what your goal is to have an objective for. And like Charlotte said, that there was a separation when it came to social media for the elderly, so maybe even sending out letters could be a potential increase in attendance. And also creating a dedicated online platform, like having an individual Facebook for Day in the Woods, so everybody can share it and it doesn't feel weird on us as contractors to work to like get onto the account and post on the account. And even creating a website which is easy to access. And then we're also thought of the idea of, we've noticed that when you search up Gaskins Forest Education Center on Apple Maps, it doesn't really pop up, or when it does, it sends you out a little bit further than the actual location. And so maybe even adding Gaskins on Apple Maps might help travel and help people like understand where like it is, because I know that was a little bit of a problem at the actual event. Yeah.
So in the end, we really enjoyed this project because it was meaningful to a lot of people, and we hope that students in the future do take on this project and kind of build off of what we did and just see the program grow and grow into the future. That would be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.